Hi, I'm Don Bonan from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're going to be checking out Soundiron's Voices of Wind Kimba. This is the second volume of Soundiron's Voices of Wind libraries, this time focusing on a mezzo-soprano voice from Kimba Theurge. The library contains 6 core chromatic articulations as multi-sampled instruments with thousands of melodic phrases by mood, key, and tempo. Voices of Wind Kimba downloads is 2.6 gigabytes. It's a female vocal sample library with multi-sampled instruments and phrases. There's 28 NKI patches, 20 custom sound design effects, and ambient presets. It does require the free Contact Player 6 and is NKS compatible. Voices of Wind Kimba normally sells for $99. Now, vocal libraries are always so special, and they can be so temperamental. Some things they can do wonderfully, other things they just can't do well. What I've found is that all of Soundiron's vocal instruments really excel at adding a few really beautiful kinds of vocals to compositions, as well as pads and effects and ambiances. With Voices of Wind Kimba, I'm expecting us to get some really nice vowels and legatos, as well as tons of beautiful phrases. If you're not familiar with Kimba Theurge, her vocal quality is very unique, and we're going to get a little taste of it right here. I'm loading up the instrument for the first time. Welcome to this first look video. As you can see, we've got an NKI for legato, staccato, and sustains, a folder of customs, a folder of phrases. This is a Contact Player instrument, loads right into Contact 6 into your Libraries tab. I've loaded up the legato patches. I'm going to mute my mic, and we're just going to have a listen. Now, for my ears, I think it's going to take a little bit of tweaking with some of your attack and swell, as well as legato and vibrato, to get the lower register for the legatos to sound real smooth, because there's a noticeable difference in timbres in some of these. But once you get up high, feel like it's a little more consistent, and I'm going to be able to get something out of it without so much tweaking. Let's move on to the E's. Yeah, I think it's really about the range in which you're going to be using this instrument and how exposed it's going to be right out of the gate for these legatos. I can see you can find ranges where the timbre is very equal, and then once you move up in the middle, it gets a little different from the top and the bottom, but I like the bottom and the top on this one. Let's listen to the A's. Again, that's something I think that moving your offset, smudging your attack up a little bit, and then changing the swells. And we'll have to really play with that vibrato because it's pretty consistent there. Let's listen to that vibrato by itself. Let's listen to that mms. And moving on to the O's. Same kind of criticism thus far on the legatos. It will need some programming to get those attacks offset and the right amount of legato. Some of these really sound lovely, though. Let's check out the staccato patch here. Let's see how many different vowels they've given us. Ahs there. That's nice. They've done ahs as different dynamics. And moving on to the sustains patch here. They've built it the same way where we've got piano and forte. I'm going to go ahead and MIDI CC my mod wheel to the swell, which is always something I kind of am hoping that some kind of dynamics are set up automatically. These sound really nice thus far. Just going to jump through some of these. It gets pretty intense once you layer a few of those. Listen to that little attack there. There you go. You can avoid that with the offset. Yeah, I think these sustains are the first patches that I've really loved. Like I like the timbres and tones and those legatos. I think it is just going to take a little tweaking in there. Let's jump into the custom created patches. Then we'll do a deep dive into phrases. So it looks like we've got our crazy long reverb set up to our mod wheel here. Coming into and this is D dark 100. Let's go to A's. I don't know where we get it to stop. There we go. Oh boy. That's just the way it's set up, I guess. Let's pull this back. I'm just going to turn that off because it's just too much for me. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. I feel like what that one is doing is just a lot of delay and verb on there. And this is cool because it's showing us you can do these phrases in reverse. And lots of verb. Let's go in and take a look and see what we got here. There we go. That's a little more manageable amount. It looks like up here across the yellow keys. Got lots of breath, and that's a great addition to any vocal library. The ability to put a little breath here and there really adds some life-like qualities to add realism. Let's move on to the next one. What you can hear they've done is they've used this pitch shift to get it pretty low there. That's kind of nice. Yeah, down an octave, this takes on a whole new kind of quality. All right, let's go ahead and check out the phrases. What I found is that these are a wealth of opportunity to add great creative content with the previous Soundiron vocal libraries. Let's see what Voices of Wind Kimba offers.
Oh, you what to tell against
Now, with the way they've set this up, you can see you've got the ability to use a number of these that are originally put together at 100 BPM. Let's just check this out here. We've got the ability to stretch. Not available right now, it looks like. And it's probably because we're in the sync mode. Could be wrong. Yeah, here we go. Now we've got variable. So what our stretch does is basically allows us to change the playback speed, but it sounds like it's recorded at such a high fidelity that it's not really. I mean, even when I go down to 0 to 75, like it sounds nice and clean. The sync mode, that means that it's probably taking my DAW's BPM. So I'm at 120 right now. I'm at 233. Yep, and now I'm at 65. So that sync mode looks like it loads up automatically for your phrase instruments, meaning that they're always going to kind of be tracked to your pulse in your DAW, your tempo in your DAW. We've got a number of bright vocals. Let's listen to a few more in each, and then we'll move to the next set. Now the ability to have the pitch change here, if we said, oh, that's great, but sounds like we get away with maybe -4 to maybe 5 for it natural. If we go back up this way. Yeah, we're having no problem. No problem going up 10 and down 4 to 5. So we've got a nice range of those. Let's take a listen to some of the dark ones. Here are the dark phrases at 100 BPM, sync to DAW tempo right now. And then one thing I want to go in and check and see, and I'm correct, it looks like that was with the effects rack reverb turned on. Let's just listen to dry samples. So we're able to kind of mix and match these. So for instance, we can kind of build our own phrase here with this. Let's move this guy up. All right, edit that part about that, editing it out. And quite a few phrases in dark 100 as well. Yeah, you just can't fake that kind of vocal portamento anywhere. Let's go back to the bright at 140, and I'm curious to see how the performances will change once we've got the tempo jumped up to 140. I'm going to go ahead and move my DAW to 140 because, like I mentioned, these are all tempo sync to your DAW, indicated right here by this little sync button. Now, one thing I didn't point out, I talked about the pitch right here, but it looks like up here at our keyboard, from F7 to B7, we're able to do a little bit of shifting there as well with the pitch shifting. And we've got 6 banks of brights at 140, so tons to choose from. I'm not sure that the variety has quite resounded in me. It sounds like quite a bit of the same kind of performances, and that may be really a testament to the vocalist's style and the way they perform and create vocal phrases. So the good news is, if you're constructing performances out of all these phrases with bits and parts, that you're going to be able to have a wide variety of choices and do such creative endeavors. But it's sounding to me like it's very similar kind of performances, even across speed, just through this quick playthrough. Let's check out the last phrases set. This is hums at 120. Now, if you remember, I had moved my DAW to 140. Let's zip it back down to 120 so we can hear the natural performances for previewing some more of these. Yeah, starting to see some nice variety in the hums as well. All right, that's going to wrap it up for Voices of Wind, Kimba. I've had some critiques along the way. I've just seen so many instruments, especially Soundiron vocal libraries, and there's a few that I absolutely love. Now, I think this one probably is going to be really useful for composers looking for fantasy world kind of composition, vocal additives, phrases. The staccatos sound great. Some of the legato I think you're going to be able to use nicely. Again, you're just going to really have to program and tweak in your attacks, offsets, swells, legato, and whatnot to really get the most realistic performance, so you don't get that big timbre change that we were hearing across mid to low or mid to high. If you stay in the high range, sounds great. Stay in the low range, sounds great. As far as the custom presets, it sounds like there's just a lot of effects on these. I think there's going to be some great inspiration for leaping off. However, some of the effects were just way too much for me. That first one I think I pulled up, there was so much delay on it that I had to just turn the instrument off to get away from the delay at one point. Another fine instrument from Soundiron. Maybe not my favorite of their vocal libraries, but I think it's going to find some great uses for many composers, and I think even in commercial work. Just the timbre of this, it's very wholesome. I think there's going to be some nice usage for it for composers that work on commercials like myself, as well as trailer composers and, of course, score composers. Love to hear your thoughts about Voices of Wind Kimba. Have you been picking up Soundiron's vocal instruments in the past? Is Voices of Wind Kimba going to be something you grab? Please let me know your thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe. Always love your support. And be sure to head over to samplelibraryreview.com for the latest news, reviews, and our weekly deals page.